Okay, so if you've ever dealt with acne, you know the struggle is real. It's more than just a few spots on your face, right? It can be this really frustrating, super confusing, and sometimes honestly heartbreaking journey trying to figure out what actually works. So let's just dive right in and unpack the different roads people go down to find a real solution.
Man, this quote from YouTuber Jesse B, it just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the emotional weight of it all. Dealing with acne that just won't go away is heavy, and it's a feeling that, trust me, so many people share.
And this isn't just talk. I mean, listen to a story like Hannah's. She said her acne made her feel so shamed, so unworthy, that she'd literally avoid leaving her own bedroom. She hated it when even her parents looked her in the eye. It becomes this constant, draining battle, both physically and mentally, that can just chip away at your self-confidence.
So yeah, it's way more than skin deep. And when the stakes are that high, finding a solution feels incredibly urgent. But where do you even begin? The second you type how to clear acne into Google, you're hit with this absolute tidal wave of conflicting advice, and it pulls you in two totally different directions.
And that's where you find this massive fork on the road. On one side, you have the established, clinical world of dermatology, and on the other, you have the huge, powerful universe of the internet, full of personal stories, holistic gurus, and viral trends.
So these two paths really represent the main philosophies you'll run into. The clinical route that's all about seeing a dermatologist, maybe getting a prescription, and using top-of-the-line, proven active ingredients to treat the skin directly. Then you've got the holistic route, which is huge online. And it's all about healing from the inside out, with things like diet, detoxes, and supplements. Let's walk down that first path for a minute.
Okay, so what does this medically guided strategy actually look like? This is the kind of playbook you'd expect to get from a professional dermatologist. Dermatologists tend to stress 3 golden rules. First, and this is the hardest part, you have to be patient. You've got to give any treatment at least 4 to 6 weeks to see if it's working. Second, it's not about one magic bullet. You need to attack the different causes of acne at once. And third, you have to follow the directions exactly as they're prescribed. Precision really matters here.
So what are those powerful ingredients they talk about? Well, the big 3 you can often find right over the counter are this trio. You've got benzoyl peroxide, which goes after the acne-causing bacteria. Then there are retinoids, which are amazing at unclogging pores and cutting down on oil. And finally, salicylic acid, which helps calm down that angry inflammation. The whole idea is to use a combination to tackle all the root causes.
And you know, this is a really powerful and honestly super hopeful statement from the medical community. The message is pretty clear. With the right science-backed treatments and an expert to guide you, clear skin is genuinely an achievable goal for pretty much everyone.
Now let's switch gears and walk down that other path, the one that has absolutely exploded online. This movement is all driven by personal stories of incredible transformations, and it's all about healing from the inside.
YouTuber Christina King just nails it with this quote. This is the core belief in a nutshell. The idea here is that your skin is just a mirror reflecting what's going on inside your body, especially your gut. So creams and lotions are only half the battle. True, lasting healing has to start from within.
A typical journey, based on what you see online, might look a little something like this. You'd start with a detox, maybe that famous celery juice every morning, to help flush out toxins. Then, after a week, you start adding in probiotic-rich foods like kimchi or kombucha to boost your gut health. By week 2, you bring in some targeted supplements. And the testimonials claim that within about a month, you can see a really dramatic drop in inflammation. Now, what's really interesting here is the specific power team of supplements that gets recommended again and again. Vitamin A is in there for new cell growth and fighting inflammation. Vitamin B5 is credited with helping smooth skin texture. And it's not just any zinc. It's often zinc bacolinate, which is chosen specifically because it's easier for the body to absorb, and it helps fight bacteria and control oil.
And you absolutely cannot talk about this movement without mentioning a viral superstar like sea moss gel. Creators like Jesse B brought a ton of attention to it, and its popularity just exploded because it's so incredibly nutrient-dense. I mean, it's said to have 92 of the 102 essential minerals our bodies need. People use it both by eating it and by putting it on their face as a mask, so it's really tackling the problem from both angles.
But here's where it gets really interesting. It doesn't matter if you're going the clinical route or the holistic one. There's one area where both sides are starting to totally agree: your daily skincare routine. And the new philosophy is all about less is more.
This quote from Jesse B is that aha moment so many people have, that sudden realization that all those harsh, super drying acne products you've been using for years,
they might actually be making things worse by just irritating your skin and wrecking its natural protective barrier.
So you get this big showdown. The old way, we've all been there. Aggressive scrubbing, harsh products, and of course, picking at your face. That's out. The new way is all about being gentle, simple cleansing, focusing on hydration to help your skin heal itself, and a very strict no-touching policy to stop spreading bacteria and causing scars.
And this gentle approach gets a huge boost from some simple but honestly game-changing hygiene habits. Things like changing your pillowcase a few times a week, always washing your hands before you touch your face. And here's a clever one I love. Brushing your teeth before you do your skincare routine, so you're not getting toothpaste residue on your super clean skin.
Okay, wow. We've looked at the clinical path, the inside-out approach, and how important a gentle routine is. So, what do you do with all of this information? How do you actually build your own personal blueprint for clear skin?
All right, let's just boil it all down one last time. You have the clinical approach, which treats skin topically with proven ingredients. You have the internal approach, which focuses on healing your body from the inside with diet and supplements. And then you have the lifestyle approach, which is all about creating a calm, supportive environment for your skin with gentle habits.
And this, right here, is the most important takeaway of all. For so many people, the real solution isn't about picking a side in some kind of skincare war. The real magic seems to happen when you build your own path by combining the best of all these worlds. Maybe that means using a proven ingredient that a doctor recommends, while also supporting your body from the inside with a better diet and smarter, gentler habits.
At the end of the day, the journey to clear skin is so personal. There's no single magic bullet that works for everyone. But understanding these different tools, the ones from the lab and the ones from nature, that's what gives you the power to create your own strategy. So, you've seen the paths. The real question isn't, what's the one true cure? The real question is, what will your first step be?